Interesting. Now to Gaza, where Israeli troops continue to push into Gaza City and ramp up bombings of what they say are Hamas targets. Despite warnings to evacuate, several 100,000 people remain in Gaza City. Those who tried to evacuate are finding themselves moving very slowly. The operation has drawn criticism from some of the Israelis' oldest allies, but the U.S. stood firm in its support. Let's get the latest from our foreign affairs correspondent, Amy Kellogg. Amy, good morning to you. What is the latest here?
Good morning. Well, the ground offensive is moving very, very slowly. There are reports that Israel did take some targets last night, but I just spoke to a military source in Israel who said that the troops are actually moving slowly because they are very concerned about their own casualty count and also hoping that some sort of ceasefire could come about in the next 48, 72 hours. As has been widely reported, the Israeli chief of staff does not support this operation. He feels that it's too costly in terms of the soldiers' safety and too costly in terms of the potential for more hostages being killed. So it's a very interesting moment in that the Israeli government is the element pushing this operation forward, and it's the army chief of staff who's saying, "Hey, wait, this may not be the smartest operation on the books."
Yeah, Amy, what do they hope to get out of this ground invasion? What's the end goal?
Well, Allison, the end goal is doing away with Hamas once and for all. And as we know, that's a very debatable accomplishment because Hamas keeps recruiting gunmen. Right now, it appears it's somewhere between 20 and 30,000 fighters in Gaza. Their stronghold has been Gaza City, but of course, many have left Gaza City knowing that this operation is coming. Those couple thousand believed to be in the city are probably holed up in those tunnels that still stand. And I think that this very cynical and tragic part of this is that Israel is urging the Gazans to get out of Gaza City. Hamas is telling them not to go, again, putting them in a position of being human shields. And yet, frankly, where do the people of Gaza go? They claim there's nowhere safe to go. There's no food, there's no shelter in other parts of the strip, which do periodically in these days get hit. So it's a very difficult situation. We see these images of people moving along the beach with donkeys, with carts. About a third of Gaza City's population has left. The other two-thirds are staying put because they say they don't feel that there really is anywhere for them to go.
We know a difficult situation, too, for the families of those hostages. There are hostages still being held in Gaza. What are the numbers right now as far as we know it? And we know those families are many of them are begging Netanyahu not to go forward with this ground offenses because they're worried that their loved ones are going to be casualties as well.
Absolutely. And the latest polls I've seen are that 70% of Israelis want a ceasefire right now. They want the war to end. They want the hostages back. That's what they want. Of course, they want security. And it's debatable at what point you achieve security. In terms of how many hostages remain alive, we believe it's 20, with 28 bodies that Hamas still holds. There's been a little bit of confusion on those numbers, but that is the closest count that I can give you.
Amy, is there any hope for a ceasefire?
Well, as I mentioned, I think the slow pace of the movement into Gaza City, and of course, Israel has already been in Gaza City since October 7th. I mean, they've much of it has already been razed to the ground, but this second push in is going slowly. I've been told because there is hope that maybe a ceasefire will come about. I think from what I've read and from what I've heard from people, it's quite unlikely that a ceasefire is going to come about in time to sort of stave off this operation. Secretary of State Rubio was in Jerusalem, and he's made a swing through the Gulf to sort of try to do damage control. But his only indication has been that the only statement he's made about a ceasefire is that the window of time is closing. It could be days, it could be weeks. And he has indicated that America still stands firmly by Israel in its desire to completely eliminate Hamas and get those hostages back.
Amy, thank you very much for all of your reporting. It really helps us understand what's happening on the ground.